Hello and welcome along. Today, Giants have released the first full gameplay trailer for Farming Simulator 19 while at Gamescom. There is quite a lot to unpack in it. Lots of new brands, lots of new equipment, and lots of new features that are all very exciting. So we're going to take an in-depth look at that in a moment. But first, let's have a look at the trailer in full. So, as I said before the video, wow, there is an awful lot in that. That has me really excited for FS19. It cannot come soon enough. But let's take a bit of a more in-depth dive into what's in the trailer, with some of my favourite bits and some little bits and pieces that I've noticed. First up is this shot that we started with of the female character on the horse. Horses play a big part, and I'll come into this in a bit later. But yeah, horse riding and horses, and I just love this shot. Partly because of the silhouetted character against the sky, but also look at those clouds. They are absolutely gorgeous, and I've yet to see a screenshot or any kind of screen grab or anything that does justice to the clouds. This is the closest I've come, and it is just, when you see them in motion, that is going to be absolutely amazing. Even the trailer doesn't show the awesomeness of these clouds at the moment. So yeah, that is something to watch going forwards. Next up, we have one of the first shots in the trailer is of the train. So the train is still in the game. Later in the trailer, there's a different train. So this being the European map, it looks to me like we have more than one train. In the same way as Goldcrest Valley had in FS17. Looks like we have more than one train on the European map. You can see also the character sitting in the driver's seat. Has a different hairstyle and a different setup. Watch out throughout the trailer. Look at the different characters. It shows off the character creation tool quite nicely. So yeah, keep an eye on the characters in the cabs as well. It is pretty cool. First tractor and equipment shot, and it is a doozy. This case is a classic. It's been in the game since FS13. But one of the things we've been told is previously that the models from FS13 no longer being used in FS19. They've been completely rebuilt. And this case would seem to be a perfect example of it. Specifically, looking at the tracks. The tracks to me on this look 3D modelled. Look like they're not bump maps, and this matches up with what we've been told before about being a much greater emphasis on making everything, making all the textures and everything less memory heavy in order to be able to put more modelling into the game, and this would seem to be the result. It would seem to be that there's more detail in things like the tyre tracks, because it's been saved on things like the textures. And that, I love this shot. It just looks gorgeous. Behind it, obviously, you've got the Elmer's Overloader, which we've previously seen as well, which of course Elmer's is new to the game for FS19. But behind it, we have this beauty. This is a John Deere T560i. I think I can read in the dust. Wow, this is a combine that I think I'm going to be using a fair amount in FS19. It's a smaller, wonderful looking John Deere. One of the things I loved about this in the trailer is that you can see the fan working behind the grill. So there's a lot of modelling and a lot of movement and a lot of detail in this combine and already in just this little bit, and I love that. In the far background, beyond the case, you can see a new truck together with the Wilson trailer. We'll have a look at those a little bit closely in a moment. But the thing I have to question about the truck, and I cannot find anything anywhere else in the trailer that gives me a better shot, is that a branded lorry? I can't tell in any shot, and it could just be another lizard lorry. It's a lot more detailed than the FS17 ones, and I really love the look of it. But is it branded? And yeah, I can't tell from here. This shot, I've put this in my analysis purely more than anything. I love this shot. It just looks wonderful. The top-down unloading from the Elmer's overloader into the Wilson grain trailer is just fantastic. And you can actually see from this that the Wilson grain trailer has two separate areas. It is a gravity unloading trailer, which is pretty cool. Again, no idea whether there's any branding on the lorry at all or on the truck at all. But we shall see. I think that's one of those things we will learn later. And then here we go, down the road with our Wilson trailer and our truck heading to wherever. What I love here is you can see in the distance how the distance goes out of focus, whereas the foreground is much more in focus. So this again is one of the changes for FS19. A lot more depth of field, which is fantastic, and I love that. And you can also see that there's no sort of blurring or loss of detail in the crop on the top right. I'm hoping that means that our field of view is going to be a lot longer as well from the memory savings. So yeah, we'll see how we go. And underneath the Wilson grain trailer as well, you can see those gravity unloading pods. So that is fantastic. New brand time. So we have Bednar Fertibox. I think that's an F83000. Fantastic. It's on the back of the Fendt that we've seen before, and we will get to the Fendt in a moment. But yeah, so Bednar is a new brand in the game. Here being behind the Fendt, which is the Fendt 1100 that we've seen. This particular one is an 1149 MT, and yeah, looking fantastic. Again, to me, the tracks, I wasn't sure before, and looking in the 4K version of the trailer, it looks to me like these tracks are modelled. I really think there is that level of detail to the models now that they've made the changes that reduce the memory load from the textures, which is what the new materials system does. And yeah, it just looks like there's a whole host of extra detail in. I mean, when we get in, I won't be able to tell completely whether those are modelled or not, but certainly to me at the moment, those look like model tracks, and that would be fantastic. That would be absolutely wonderful. And there we go. So the final shot of the Fendt with the Bednar shows you that we've got the modular system. So the modular system that came in with FS17 for various bits of kit with the Kuhn DLC. Has been expanded here, and you can see that we have a very modular Bednar cultivator on the back of here. So that looks great. I can't quite make out the model of the cultivator behind, but yeah, that looks fantastic and a nice piece of kit. Good to see that in game. Next up, we've got another shot of the horse. again, this shows off the lighting and shows off the scope, and it looks really nice. Looks like in the distance you can see the field of view. It's not the field of view. Sorry, the distance, the view distance. We do have some flattened crops by the looks of things. So yeah, I don't know what the view distance is like on 19. Hopefully, it won't be that sudden circle that sort of flattens everything in not too far from you. But we shall see. But I'm loving the sunlight. The lighting in FS19 just looks gorgeous and just looks wonderful. And you can see that from the sun in this shot. And again, you can see the clouds at the top. Nice wispiness and proper looking clouds. So yeah, that's why I've got this in here, because it just looks fantastic. One other thing to note is there is a bit further on where it canters. I haven't got a screenshot of that because it gets very blurry when it does. But the cantering horse and the movement of the character on the horse is absolutely fantastic, and I love that aspect of it. There's a lot of detail gone into that. And then we have one of our new crops. So we've got our cotton crop. We've got the case harvesters ploughing through again in a 3. I'm not sure. Every time that they've demonstrated the case, both in the case harvester, both in this trailer and in the CGI trailer, they've got them spaced out like this. And I'm wondering if that's just to make it look nice in the trailer, or whether that's a realistic way of harvesting cotton. I think I'd have to have a look and see. My gut feeling is that it isn't. It's just because it looks nice. But and it does look nice, and I'm looking forward to having a go with the cotton. So yeah, that will be pretty cool. Then we have a new piece of kit from Valtra. So this is I do have the model number coming up in the screenshot, but it's quite a cool unfolding animation on this piece of kit. And I really quite like it. Again, you can see a different configuration for the clouds in the background. They do roll and change, and you can see where they're coming. And the clouds are one of those things that I'm just going to go on and on about as FS19 approaches, because they are the thing at FarmCon that blew me away more than anything else. And seeing them change and evolve and alter was one of the coolest things to watch. And you can see the different configurations of clouds in this, and this is not a case of that's a texture, that is the clouds changing as the day goes on. So a bit of a cleaner shot of the rest of the Valtra Cedar, I think this is. It's the Tempo L. You can see it on the back of the very, very widely seen John Deere 8400R at the moment. That's it's been seen a lot so far in regards to FS19. This I think is a lovely cedar. I'm interested to see how this works, what its width is, and how it works in game. But yeah, I really quite like this cedar. So that is a nice addition. Next, we have another new brand to the game. So this is a Hardy sprayer. And what I like about this is the point in the trailer at which this sprayer is unfolding. And if you look just in front of where the sprayer is, you can see a grass field. I think it's a grass field. Or it's at least a field, but it is full of weeds. So what this bit is demonstrating, and one of the things I love about it, is that it shows off the whole weed control aspect to FS19, which continues into the next shot, where you can see what happens to weeds when you spray them. So all of the dark patches at the bottom, the brown patches at the bottom, are dead weeds, and you can see just in front of the sprayer, you can see the weeds that haven't been killed off yet. And I can't tell what crop this is that it's spraying the weeds out of, but yes, so this is the weed control aspect of the game, and it's pretty cool to see the weeds wither and disappear after you spray them, or after you. Well, I think only do this actually when you spray them. I think when you use a weeder, they just disappear. But yeah, they wither and disappear when you spray them, which is really cool. And I really love this aspect of the game. And I really love that sprayers and weeders now have extra functionality or different functionality. That's fantastic. I'm still really interested in how you choose what you're spraying on the field, whether that is similar to seeding, where you select the types of seeds. So will you select either fertilizer or weed killer? I think that's going to be a fantastic thing to look into, to see going forwards. And there we go, a closer look at the Hardy, and we can see from this shot the model number of the sprayer. So this is a Rubicon 9000. You can also see the light playing off the different materials on the top, which is pretty awesome. I love the lighting and I love the material setup that I've seen so far in FS19. It pops. It looks great. It means not having to alter screenshots in Photoshop anymore. it just looks fantastic, and I cannot wait to see this for myself. Just looks utterly awesome. And then we have the other piece of kit that has been fairly widely trailed up to this point. This, of course, is the Massey Ferguson, in this case, Ideal Combine. What I love about this and the other shots of the Massey is that it is you can see the difference in materials down the side. So you can see the plastic parts versus the metal parts on the side of the combine. And you can see the plastic parts have a far more matte look to them than the metal parts do. And you can see the shine on the metal, and it's just, yeah, it's really quite beautiful from that point of view. And there we go. There is a better view of the material. You can see the darker black, the shine on the metal and that, and the shine on the auger, just wonderful. And then you can see further down the plastic sides of the Massey Ideal 90 combine, having that much more matte, much less shiny look to them. Also of note here is the wheels are dirty, but the side of the combine isn't so much. So one of the features of FS17, was a mod that came out very quickly called Tire Dirt, where your tires got dirty a lot quicker than the rest of your vehicle. And I'm kind of wondering if that is, from this shot, whether that is something that's now standard in the game, that your tires and wheels get dirty before the rest of your vehicles and the rest of your equipment do. You know, that would be fantastic to see, because that, again, a nice touch, a nice little bit more realism to the game, which is fantastic. Here is a big one. So Krone has been in the game for a long while, but FS13 is the last time we saw the big M in the base game. And here it is. It's back. And a lot of people have been calling for this for a while, and it is awesome to see this piece of kit back in the game. It's looking fantastic. From this rear quarter, it's really quite cool, and a nice thing to see in the game. Tow hitch on it as well, so you can connect up a piece of kit to the back. But yeah, really awesome to see the Big M in the game. This is a Big M 450, as you can see from the back of it. But yeah, nice to see that back in the game. Really pleased about that. And then here is the piece of machinery that we saw yesterday. Really nice forest harvester. This, of course, is the Komatsu Forest 931XC forest harvester, and it looks beautiful. It looks nice, different. You can see that this has this version, as opposed to the picture yesterday, this has no tracks on it, whereas the picture yesterday had tracks on it. So it looks like that is one of the wheel options for this as well, which is quite awesome. Nice to see a different forest harvester in the game, and you can see it working here. Lots and lots of sawdust flying off it. as it's cutting through a tree. You can also see a bit more detail in the trees. The trees don't seem to have modelled branches now, rather than just very flat textures for the branches, which is awesome. I cannot wait to see those in game as well, because I do like doing a bit of forestry harvesting from time to time. And then we have the Manitou is still in the game. Kind of expected, this one, considering it was added for FS19. But that is still in the game. You see picking up a hay bale here, and it's loading it into a new Flegel DPW 210 BL trailer. This is interesting because it has the sides to hold bales in. So it'll be interesting to see if putting the sides down means that your bales are clamped down in the same way as they would be with the belts, or whether they can move about inside the cage but not fall out. So I'm interested to see what effect lowering the cage has. It'd be quite cool if it locked them, but we shall see. And on the front of it, we have the Valtra. So we knew Valtra was still in the game. I think this is an end series by the looks of it. Looking really nice though. You can see the shine off the rear mudguard, off the blue part of it where it's metal. Is much shinier again than the plastic bit in the black just below it. Yeah, nice to still see Valtra in the game. I do like these Valtras. Also, as I mentioned at the beginning of this analysis, looking at the character model, you can see that the female model in here, completely different hairstyle, completely different shirt to the one on the horse. You know, lots of stuff you can do to customize the characters in this, which is really cool. And there we go, with the Flegel trailer fully loaded up, with the Valtra pulling it along the road. Looking fantastic. Really nice. Again, you can see the difference in shine playing across the tractor. And I cannot wait to see that in person, playing the game. I think it will look fantastic. And then the final shot from the trailer is again of the horse rider silhouetted against the background, and just looking utterly amazing. Really gorgeous graphics on this. Heads and shoulders above FS17. This is a big leap forward, FS19, and yeah, I cannot wait to play it. So there we go. As the trailer says, farm like never before. We really have not played Farming Simulator like this before, and I'm looking forward to it. There we go. That is my analysis of Farming Simulator 19's gameplay trailer. It is really quite cool. Really looking forward to this. It is out on November the 20th, and I will be at Giants the week before, giving it a playthrough and streaming it online with some fellow YouTubers. And over the next few weeks, I would suspect that much more information will be released about the game as well. But for now, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this analysis. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.